What's happening, guys? Dan here, TD Speed Shop. I took a day off and I cleaned the shop. Look at this. It's not even that bad. The ATF river's gone.
I miss the ATF river.
We can bring it back. So today, I want to drive this thing. We actually had snow this morning, so we're pushing that back a little bit. There is no panic situation to get it 100%. Just drive around the block. We might as well carry on and just kind of pick away at this thing. So I think we're going to tackle the wiring, which I know is boring, but we're going to make it fun and exciting.
How?
I don't know yet. So I picked up this car. Unfortunately, is missing all sorts of bits and pieces. I got to go see at 68. Might have a few parts, which we can always change on the road. But this thing is missing its whole HVAC system, which we knew.
What's HVAC?
Like heating and cooling. So we're gonna go ahead and use an electric heater, which I think I showed this in the last video. So we gotta wire this thing up and just have it so it goes to vent. That's what the only thing that's gonna be a little hokey on this is. It's just gonna have heat to the window, not to the floor, but hopefully it won't be needing any heat. I also don't have a factory headlight switch. I don't have a factory heating switch. There's a lot of stuff like that which it could really use. This thing needs a parts car. Who'd have thought the parts car needs a parts car? I picked up a universal headlight switch, so we'll use that. I had this kicking around. This is like a, on off for the fan thing. So hopefully we can wire that in, make that work. Got a set of headlights. I picked up these handy pack. I love these things for making the headlight or the turn signals front and back work, maybe even backup lights. I ordered a Hearst reverse light trigger for the shifter, so we'll get that in there. So it's just kind of slowly but surely we got to start knocking things out. So I think we'll probably start the front. I don't know if I have a high-low beam switch. That's a floor switch on this, so I may have to just kind of bypass it. But otherwise, I mean, it's just embrace the suck. This is a pretty simple car. All we got to worry about: headlights, taillights, wipers, heater. Pretty basic stuff. Under the hood is already wired. We got to do wipers. And what else? Oh, I had to order a brake light switch because this one was broken. So I don't know. We'll see how much we can get accomplished tonight. It's already late. I've been working. The damn day job really just gets in the way of all your free time. So I haven't had a whole lot of time to get stuff taken care of, but I'd like to get maybe the front half kind of wired up. And the real ugly part is going to is making the existing steering column, the turn signal switch, work with this wiring harness, because they do not connect. We gotta snip it all and go. What are you doing with your shirt there? Just doing this, trying to get me in the mood. I'm in the mood for wiring right now. If the people could only see what you were wearing. So we get that started. That's the best part. I'm better dressed today than you.
I'd say we're about equal.
I also have to give electrical tape. Man, I've just been scatterbrained lately. But we can get all kind of lined up. Headlights on. Maybe get the taillights going. We got a pile of stuff in the trunk, actually. That's kind of why I cleaned up in here, so I can make a big mess by unloading the car. TD Speed Shop. Cleanomics. Let's get this run and maybe get a few lights working. Okay, so I've run some wire, high-low, signal and park, both sides. We have the wiring kind of tied up just a little bit with some zip ties. Now, here is the screw around factor, which I am trying to avoid. So this is the park turn light, and I always buy these. These are so friggin' handy. Hopefully it'll fit in this, I gotta make sure. So these are like a Ford style spring clip deal. So all I do is I drill out the back, these will pop in and I'll go. And the reason I like these, so they have obviously your park and turn leads, but they have a little ground tab, so you can make your own ground. Now the problem we're running into, with all lights all the time of this era and all that, they never ground properly. So we have the socket in this like kind of tin pot metal-y type deal. Now this I assume has to be grounded because it's going to sit in a plastic grill. So we have it grounded to the battery. We play with it. Nothing works. But if we go ahead and play with on the edge here maybe, see if this will make something happen. So it does light up. So what happens is, this little pigtail deal here fits in, that's the back of the bulb. So you know we got a good bulb. This is crimped into here, and this corrodes between the two. So it's not grounding to this, it's not connecting to the shell. So you can do all sorts of screwing around. I mean, I've seen guys, you wrap wire around it, you can kind of twist this back and forth, whatever it may be, but I believe this is gonna be a forever problem where you're gonna have lights that are sometimes working, sometimes not, and that frustrates me. So what I'm gonna do, we're gonna zip that right off. We're gonna take a step bit, drill this out till this pops in, and that's how it's gonna be. Very simple. This is actually how the rear taillights are. We can go look at that real quick. I'm just gonna recreate what Chevrolet did at the back. It just took them a little while to get to the front. Oh, this is soaking wet. It's good for the lights. And we have a tail light, obvious. Kind of. So you can see here at the back, just has a circle drilled in it. We should be able to pop this thing damn near in here. That's why I bought these. They might be oblonged a little bit, but yeah. This is, are we gonna get there? Well, you can see I can force it in there, but that's basically the way that's gonna go. And then, so even this, same thing, if you have a bad ground or it's not happy, you run a separate ground and life will be good. So, I'm gonna get this thing chopped up. We'll drill a hole in it. I'll show you what I'm talking about. And we'll have no more problems. I will have to run a ground wire, probably just to the cowling or something like that. And we'll have lights. We'll be able to test everything in the front to make sure everything's working. And then we can work back and get lights from the panel. I hate wiring. There's a water pump there I could have used. So what we're gonna do is just kind of drill this out. If I can get that without mangling it. Okay, so we got it broke loose. I'll see if we can just kind of force it out, or I might have to, see now it's spinny. I have to hold it. It's maybe a two-handed job here. There we go. So that's out. Now, it doesn't really matter what side we drill it from, but I also don't want to gouge this. I think I can just hold it, be fine. It's a good way to get a sore hand. Just go ahead and gently do it, maybe see if it'll, nope, hang on. Just gotta get a good, need a rag or something, or I guess I can just do it this way, which I kind of hate doing. Oh well, that's what Camaro wanted. They wanted to, from the top side. So, you want to kind of double check, make sure you don't go too much. Okay, so one more. Kind of smells funny when you drill through this, eh? Man, it smells like JB Weld is what it smells like, which is weird. Ooh, it's gonna be close. Kind of running out of real estate. All right, remember I said one more? One more. This stuff's pink, you can't really weld to it, you can't do nothing. Once it's gone, it's gone. Okay, this should be good. So we've created a new situation. So it just pops in there, we can jam a light in, run our ground, and we're set. So this will work without anything on it.
C'est bon.
C'est bon. So we'll go ahead and test her out right quick. I'll make a couple of leads. We'll come right back. So our light's all back together. I've run my ground. I just attached it to the headlight mount. And now this is going just to the battery, 12 volts. So that would be the turn. That'll be park. So there we go, look at that. Doo-doo, both work. So that's perfect. So we'll carry on and do the same thing on the other side. And then you guys, I'll just trim these wires, you know, to that. So realistically, in the way this is now built, the light's gonna be coming out the backside, but you can still, you know, do it that way if you so choose. So I'll leave a little bit if anyone ever wants to change it. You got a little bit of length. So we'll get both those done. Then we have to just trim these to length as well. It actually comes with a, I'll drop this. Oh, my ground wires, man. It comes with headlight connections. So obviously be high beam, low beam, and one of them will be ground. So we'll have to ground it as well to the same thing. And then we'll be able to test that and make sure we have headlights. And as long as we got that, we're basically golden. Just got to get power to it now through switches that are 50 some odd years old or 60 years old. I'm sure it'll be fine. It looks the same. So I know wiring's painfully boring, so I kind of jumped ahead, but we have everything all kind of sorted. Maybe I'll show you how it works. The way I wired this, I don't know, 67 might be a cutoff here.
You want me over there or over here?
I'll show you the lights right there for now. So, oh, where there's a seat. So in 64.5 for sure, the park lights would go on, but then when the headlights went on, the front park lights would go off. I don't know about 67, that might be the year they started doing it different, but that's how I wired it because I like that. So one click, park lights are on.
Yeah.
2 clicks, headlights are on, park lights are off.
Yeah.
So there we go, you can actually show this little switch here. So power in, this goes to the headlights. I don't have a dimmer switch, I just bypassed it. That will be our front lights, and then this one has dash lights are on the side, and then tail lights. So that's pretty simple stuff. We haven't done anything with the turn signal or anything yet. Man, it's an absolute mess in there. That'll be a job for tomorrow. Tonight though, I'd like to pull the stuff out of the trunk. We got to make sure, people kept telling me in the comments what a 67 and what a 68 looked like. This one says 68 on it, so I assume that's probably a 68. So there's a piece of chrome or something different. So we got to pull all these out, see what we got, and then we have the wiring here. So I'd like to kind of run that a little, and then we'll get the tail lights working, no brake lights, and then I'm done for the night. I've been run out of energy. But lights front and back, and then tomorrow, like I said, we'll go in, I'll show you the deep dive of how to do the turn signal switch, which again, a lot of people, there's a lot of confusion around it because the turn signal switch actually controls your brakes and all sorts of things like that. I actually think the brake switch is supposed to be here tomorrow as well, so we'll do it all tomorrow. And really, that kind of whole hunk of mess can almost go away because we have the ignitions working, we have the headlights working. All we gotta do is wire up the fan, and I mean, it basically looks done. I hate wiring, and I know a lot of you guys hate it as well, but it is a necessary evil. But again, come to the front. So we've got everything kind of, you know.
This is very clean looking. This has to be one of the cleanest I've seen you do.
Yeah, I'm getting better at it, even though I'm still a hack. I'm getting better. There's still extra wire. We gotta zip tie stuff out of the way and, you know, loom it and all that, but realistically, there shouldn't be any more wires under here. The only thing, we have horn, but I can tuck that up there, no problem. And then I'm probably gonna run this Delta fan, which is missing some stuff. It doesn't have a controller, it's just gonna be like an on-off deal. But if I do that, I'll probably run it through a relay. So we'll end up having a relay right to the battery, and then we'll just, you know, put the trigger wire around there and kind of keep everything neat. So there shouldn't be a whole lot else that has to go physically under the hood. So this actually is really going to look pretty cherry under the hood, which I usually don't have. And inner fenders to keep it all from getting dirty. Life's pretty good. So let's unload the trunk right quick, and then we'll come back and maybe we'll live wire so you can see how this stuff will all work together. So I don't think I gotta do any drilling or screwing around. Still good. Yeah.
Do you remember what all you put in here when you shoved everything in the truck?
I don't. But I am starting to get better at what is what. 67 versus 68. You know how I'm like, I know everything about the Tri-5s. Well, now I'm starting to realize, oh, that's a 67 part. Oh, that's a 66 part.
Right.
68 part. The 66 Camaros are very rare.
You'll have to do like 3 more Camaros to really hate.
No. I think I'm done with Camaros for a bit. I miss Tri-5 Chevrolets.
A lot of people are telling me to sell the Cobra and keep this.
Yeah, a lot of people are smarter than me. I clearly see what they're saying now. So this is obviously a 67, and this is a 68.
Well, let's see the difference. Oh wow, that's a big difference.
Yeah, it's very obvious when you see them side by side. They're like, there's a little piece of chrome. That would be the piece of chrome. So do we have two 68s. I think the tail pans are the same. So that's good for that other 68 we have. But now, do we have another one of those? Hopefully that's what this is. Actually, I need an adjuster off this. That's gonna be ugly. Look at that, 67.
Mint.
Oh, maybe I shouldn't have done that.
No.
Don't worry, it's only a little bit of rat crap. So these are actually in good shape, they're not cracked or nothing. We could paint them, I guess, a little, but nah. Let's be honest.
Where's the authenticity in that?
Where's the authenticity? Well, there you go. So that's actually all we got to do. Man, we got to bring that 68 home. Honestly, because I don't want to truck all these parts down the basement because I'm lazy.
And the basement's scary.
Yeah, we got to start cleaning that basement out to get rid of parts, selling stuff.
That sounds like a you job.
Spring.
I am not going anywhere.
Spring cleaning. Spring cleaning. Oh yeah, sell that trim. I keep forgetting all this stuff. People they see me, here's the other thing, people see me unpack this stuff, then they text me or email me, oh, you want to sell this, you want to sell that? I'm like, I don't know what I got yet. Maybe. Buy the whole car, give you a good deal. Full price.
You're gonna have lots of stuff for the 68 though.
Yeah.
I feel like that'll go together real fast.
Oh, sure. The trick is just to lower your standards. Actually, that 68 will be a fun one because I've already been there, done that, and I'm not finishing it, right? I just want to kind of get it together, make it look like something. I actually think it'll be a good video series of, these are 68, brand new 68. Oh, Camaro emblems. Well, I think it'll be a good video series to kind of show, you know, you get a car like that, if you want to flip it. We did that a while ago on that one of those Challengers, I think, and people like that, kind of staging it. You know, you put a few things together, it's amazing how a car can look. Like people are giving me attitude about my all-thread rod in the front suspension holding it down, but making it look good, it's important. Okay, let's see what we got here. The wiring disaster. So we have third brake is useless. What does this say? Right rear, left rear. That's definitely not that. Right rear. So these are both turn. So left and right. So that's like that. And then what's we got here? Fuel pump, which we're not actually going to use. Backup lights. Oh yeah. Okay, so I got to cut this all. I'll cut this all up because it's all kind of taped together in a way I don't want. And we can kind of loom everything through like I did at the front originally. It'll be good. We'll be right back.
No.
Oh, you want to watch? Okay. No. Wow. The audience today is tough times. I don't remember if I taped this or it came taped, but.
You taped it.
Are you sure?
You.
I don't know. Usually I don't just tape 2 wires together.
You definitely did when you were organizing it.
Organizing might be a loose term.
You used all the hockey tape, and you're like, "Where's my hockey tape?" And I said, "You used it."
No, I use electrical tape, so that's how I know you're lying. That's how I know you're lying.
Isn't they the same thing?
Hockey tape and electrical tape?
Yeah.
I don't know. Ask the electrician and hockey players out there if it's the same.
I don't know. They're both black.
I don't think that's what makes electrical tape and hockey tape what it is based on just color.
Oh.
We don't see color here at DD Speed Shop.
Oh my gosh, that's not what I.
We're equal opportunity tapes.
stay here.
I offered you to turn the camera off and go somewhere else, but you decided to stay.
I did it for the people.
And banter. Did it for the people. People got low standards. They're watching me separate wiring here, but you know what?
It's been a long winter.
Yeah. Okay, so we got that. Third brake light useless.
Why? What's a third brake light?
Right rear, well, it'd be a third brake light. Which we,
Things have 3 brake lights usually?
right rear turn. No. But I mean, well, I think the Caprice does, is it not?
I don't know.
It'd be like they have one,
I know
two,
I
then
smashed one of the lights.
like 80s cars have them in the back window.
Oh.
Turn signal, yeah.
Yeah, are you gonna fix that turn signal for me, by the way?
No,
Can
you keep breaking stuff.
I only did it once.
So now we got
I
this.
broke it once. Plus, now you can make content.
Make content.
Yeah.
Fixing Danielle's mistakes. Oh, you know what I should do is actually run this through here. I can start a whole second channel. Fixing Danielle's mistakes. What do I mean? Okay, we got that. So this.
You know what the funniest thing about the Caprice and me smashing the light on it is?
Oh, tell me.
The parquet that I did it in is the same parquet. You know how like in my Kia I had that big dent in the trunk?
Mm-hmm.
It's the same parquet that happened in.
Oh.
Me and that parquet, not so simpatico.
So now this, actually, so we have, this is all park lights. So we have one on that side, and then this one breaks into 2. Why do you think it breaks into 2?
Because one's for the right and one's for the left?
We
I don't
already-
actually know what you're talking about.
We already have a left park light wire,
Okay.
but now it's going across the right park light wire, but it breaks in 2.
Is this a trick question?
No, one's for the license plate.
Oh.
So we'll pull that, and we actually drop this one down through here. What's it caught on? My own stupidity. There we go.
Your own stupidity was hold a lot.
Yeah. It smells like gas.
I love the smell of gas.
Oh, I pulled it through too far. Damn it. That's kind of a funny way of wiring it, but whatever.
Remember when that happened?
You know, let's not bring that up. It's still...
You were not happy.
People are always giving me attitude. Don't rest stuff on there. They're going to screw it up. I'm like, yeah, you're
You
not
didn't
wrong.
rest stuff on it, but you picked something up and just whoosh, it was the seat.
Yes.
That you were already mad at.
Yeah, last video didn't go well. Okay, so we have that. Now what I'm going to do is we'll just kind of tape it up, make it look nice, and we can run it all across the back. And then we'll trim that to fit, put on a couple of lights, send it on the road. Where's my hockey tape? Okay, so I actually, we were going to fill it all, but I ended up, I called Delta PAG John and started bullshitting with that guy, and next thing you know, here we are. Anyway, so what we're going to do now is make a quick little light deal here. So we have, don't step on my bolts. So I have just my pigtail 1157, buy those in bulk. So we can go ahead and just do this right quick. We'll hang it in the ground. Now this is our backup light, so it's reverso changeo, so back up, and then tail and brake. So we'll go ahead and just strip these real quick. Now you can do this with a test light or anything you want, but we have a built-in test light right there. So we'll strip these. Now, again, having done this a bazillion times, I know that the red wire is going to be the park light and the white wire should be the brake, unless this is spun around, which whatever it is what it is. So this is right rear tail park. So this one's going to have power. This one, no wait, right rear turn. Yeah, that's right. That's right, I got it. So the turn is going to be the brake light and the turn, which obviously isn't hooked up. So that's going to have no power to it. We have the switch on.
Talk fast.
Tell the people what happened.
No.
Sound girl.
Listen, the battery just died. That wasn't my fault.
So this thing is in. So all I did, I don't even know what I was saying there. Oh, I was butt connecting it and no heat shrink and all that. So people let me have it. But ultimately you have to put the headlights in or taillights in, pop her in. And then we have, you know, a little bit of cable there to kind of deal with and tape up. We still have our backup lights doing nothing, but look at that. Taillights are in. We have, let me close that. Taillights are in. We have lights. We have park lights in the front. We have headlights. And actually, I just checked while we were out in the garage, Amazon, delivered my brake light switch. So we're gonna call for a night. I've been just giving her, hopefully tomorrow be a little easier. Brake light switch, we can get that wired in, and then that can go into the turn signal switch, and assuming the switch is good, because we are using whatever this thing came with, so it may be hot garbage, but at the very least we'll have brakes. So we'll have brake lights, hopefully the turn signals, and then really, I mean, it starts with a key. We have all that stuff. Everything else is just accessories. I mean, we can drive it at that point, except for it's going to be literally below freezing and snow. Feels like April Fool's all over again.
This is what it looks like when I look at you. This is my eye level.
We'll see you tomorrow.
This is pure Downey vision right
Thank you. Well, it's a new day. I started working on a few things when I got home because I had a few parts, and disaster has struck. I got a few breathers in the motor though, so this is basically taken care of. I think at this point now, we'll probably call Mert over to put the hood on, because let's be honest, he misses putting on hoods. That'll be future Mert problem. Current Dan problems include wiring. So today I thought we would, because the lights all work, we know the wiring is good. Now we had to do was make it work from the turn signal switch. It's half apart. I'll borrow this. So the situation we got, this was the wiring going into it, which you can already see was not great. I then started looking deeper. This was all taped up. This is not great. Like, look at that. It's not even bare wire sticking out. Not good. So, like, added wires, just ugliness. Then I started going a little deeper. What it was doing is when you put power to it, all the lights would go on. So that's never a good thing. So I was like, oh, that's weird. So I started playing with it, and I literally just bumped into the thing. Where did I put it? Where is it? Oh, the hazard flasher thing, broken off. Clearly it's all dirty. It's been broken for a while, just sitting in there. So the flashers were stuck on. So that's awesome. Furthermore to that, we get in here. This is where the rod goes. You can see it's all broken and cracked, so that's got all sorts of play in it. And then back here the wires are all kind of junk. So hold that, please. That's shit. That's what that is.
And it was bad. I didn't think it was like bad.
Well, you know, it was one of those things where I'm like, the wiring's not great, I can deal with it. Oh, the hazard thing kind of fell off, maybe we could glue it back on. I'm like, well, now the whole case is broke. I'm like, you know what? I went on Rock Auto, it was $54 for a new one, but it's 4 or 5 days away. That being said, I ordered it and it immediately shipped. So that was shocking. That's pretty awesome. So there's no point in working with this. Again, a turn signal switch, kind of like I was talking about earlier in the video with like lights and all that. If that's screwy, it's gonna jostle. Sometimes it'll work, sometimes it won't. It's very frustrating. I mean, I don't think this thing's gonna need any more help getting pulled over by the, fine police officers. So let's make sure the lights work. So that's now on pause. We're not gonna go ahead from that. But what we are gonna do, this came in the mail. This is the brake light switch, so I'll show you. We're gonna hook this up, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna jumper a few wires together and just tackle them. So it'll have brake lights, but it won't have any turn signals, so we'll kind of bypass the turn signal switch, but life should be good. So all I'm really gonna do here, what can we grab here? I think this one has constant power. This should be the power going in. Is it the ground issue we have? Or no? Did I disconnect the battery? Is the battery dead? Oh, you know what? The key probably has to be on for this. It's embarrassing. Okay, so that does have power. So, all we're gonna do, the way this switch works, is it actually works backwards. So, right now, it would be going all the way through, and as you close it, yeah, it will be disconnected. So this is going to sit under the dash. The pedal, like the lever, is going to be like that. And as you push the pedal, it pushes away, it'll turn the brake lights on. That's how this brake light switch works. So now, if I just grab a couple of these wires, left rear turn and right rear turn, this is probably actually going to flash them. We'll see what happens. Yeah, so it's making them flash. But there's another power wire we can grab. This one right here, which is actually the brake light power switch. So if you go to the back of the car, we should be able to jumper these. And we have both brake lights at once. So that's all I'm going to do. I'm going to jumper those together. We'll put that right quick, and then we'll have brake lights. And realistically, at that point, we can take it for a bit of a test drive. We have brake lights, we have headlights, we got some temporary insurance on it, so we're legal. I'd like to just see if it'll go around the block. Honestly, I'm done with this thing. I feel like I've been a little burnt out on it. I'd like to work on something else. So, but it's literally snowing today. So I think we're gonna do, we'll get the brake lights working. We'll call that for this. Maybe we'll fire it up one more time because let's be honest, I just love that part of it. And then next video, we'll put the side window in, this side, we'll put the hood on, we'll clean it up, do a little fuel filler thing, you know, whatever we gotta do, maybe a couple little front pieces like that, it'll look like a car, and then it can sit outside. And I don't think anyone will be upset to see this in their driveway. If I drove by and saw this car, I'd be like, that's cool. So, I'll get a few pieces and we'll be right back and we'll make this all work.
Action.
So we're gonna do some DD speed shopping here. So
what a hack.
this is hack.com. Now, I will say, I was complaining earlier in the video, not complaining, but just mentioning, this is the older style GM stuff. So like Danny's 64 Chevy 2 had this style of connector from the turn signal switch to the rest of the harness. Well, this is the common stuff. So any of you GM guys know, this is like probably just shortly after this. I don't know when it actually started. And this is what, super common. All the aftermarket columns are this way and everything. This wiring harness is meant for that. So if you look at these connectors, see how they're kind of funny and have this little tang on them and stuff? My foot's there.
I tripped over it.
They have this little tang on it. So this fits in there. So it's a bit of a, once you put it in, it's a bit of a pain. But then on the other side, it'll fit together. You have your little snap, and that's how it comes apart. It's super easy and super common. One thing that actually sold me on the turn signal switch, the updated version comes with this end on it. And it comes with this end, and then it comes with a plug that goes from this to this, which is super cool because your car, that 64 Chevy 2, needs that connector. Oh. So we're not gonna use it in this, we'll have it on the shelf. I'll lose it, never change it, but you know. Anyway, so now what we're gonna do, because I don't want to cut these ends off, right? But we wanna have brake lights in the short term. We need, what did I do here? We need one of these. This is gonna be some rinky-dink wiring. Actually, you know what? So we're doing this podcast. Someone asked in the Facebook, what's Murr's tool he misses the most that I've stolen? Man. Don't
say it yet, because I was saving it for the podcast.
Oh, well, my favorite tool I've stolen from Murr is these. And this is like, someone gave me a whole, they're Whitaker. And some guy gave me a whole big thing, oh, those are from who knows when, and they're changed now and all sorts of names. They're like the best wire strippers I've ever dealt with, so.
You stole from Murr.
Thanks, no, right turn. Thanks, Murr, is what I meant to say.
You just took it without asking.
Yeah, that's right. So here's what I'm thinking I can do, is if I jam this spade in like that, so they're both connected, then, oh, the tape's split in two. Don't you hate when that happens? It's like name brand stuff. If we tape it together, oh, we're already losing connection. Hang on, there we go. Okay. think that's basically space shuttle ready to go. Okay, so we'll tape that. We just got to be aware, if we lose brake lights, it's probably this connection. So we have that. Now this, where put the brake light switch? Here it is. Brake light switch. So this needs the opposite end put on. We'll just crimpy this together. Do that. That will go together. Now we need the power. And I need an end for this. Do I have one? Do I have one? No. No. Well, we have the wrong size. But when it's the wrong size, but right in front of you, you know what that makes it?
The right size. The
right size. We say it together. So now, just crimp that together. This is a good heat shrink one too. Do we have brake lights?
Yeah.
Are they off?
Yeah.
On?
Yeah.
Off?
Yeah.
On?
Yeah.
On?
Yeah.
On?
Yeah.
Off?
Yes.
On?
Yes.
Off.
Yes.
So there we go. We have brake lights, so now all we gotta do is I will funnel this up onto the brake switch. Or brake pedal, look at that. And we're mint. You wanna hear it run real quick till we're done?
This was very classic DD Speed Shop, just clunking it together.
Oh, this was, I don't know if it's classic DD Speed Shop. I do feel like my skills have gotten better, but man, in this situation, they went the other way. But this thing, I just want to hear it idle. I just want to hear it. I want to hear it.
Well, give me the microphone so I can stand in the middle.
Oh yeah, people didn't like that.
He's mad because I wasn't standing in the middle.
What are you doing?
I'm trying to open
There's a
the
lock
grasp
on that.
so I don't die.
Oh, the brake, man, this thing looks good with the brake lights on. I really wish I painted it blue. I got to paint it blue.
Why won't this open? No, I'm not camera ready today.
You gotta hit the lock on the top. Of the lock itself. I'm sorry guys, we're just trying to get this thing up. Can I just go ahead and do this?
Yeah. That's at the bottom.
No, I might have misspoke. Look, it's snowing. Oh, and somebody left the window down.
Oh, that's a bummer. I guess it's probably
Were you even in this thing?
No. No, I wasn't.
I drove it to work.
Give me the microphone.
Oh yeah. Ready? My microphone blows out, unfortunately. It doesn't like all the American Eagles. Hang on. It's cold. Hang on, one more. We gotta get a little idle. Let's fall everywhere. Man, this thing sounds good. I'll use my good ear. Oh, damn it. Oh, it's pretty good. Oh, neighbors dug it. Snowing. Where is this going? Oh, yeah. Okay, so that's where we're going to leave it for now. As always, thank you so much for watching. Please leave a comment below. Maybe if I take a day off from this thing, I'll feel a little bit more motivated. Whoops.
You know what would be really fun? If you did the wiring on the 57.
Yeah. A few people have been asking about getting back. I've been working on this thing crazy about the 57 hardtop. I do want to get back to that. I think that's where we're going to go next.
Except it's wiring.
It's a little bit of wiring. Well, it needs a grill. It needs actually all the stuff. It needs finishing, which is what we got here. I thought we'd actually get this thing together and then be driving it. But like literally snowing today. Tomorrow was calling for snow. and I think even the day after. So there's not really a huge rush here. It'll be another video of kind of putting it all together. I want to get this thing hoarded up and sealed, and then I want to get it out, and I want to actually get that blue Nomad in, do a little bit of work on that. So we'll carry on. I know some people want to see this thing kind of running and driving on the road and all that sort of stuff, which will be here, but unfortunately we probably got another 2-3 weeks at least before weather is actually decent, and this car really doesn't need that much more work. It needs a couple of long days on it, and it'll be kind of ready to go. So that's it for me and Danielle. Thank you so much for watching. Please leave a comment below. Hopefully you're enjoying it. Wiring, what's not to like? See you on the next one.